traffic is like water, and some people just blocking that shit and don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
Material, 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 podcast material.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Podcast Material. My name's Ethan.
And I'm Heathrow.
And if this is your first time listening, thanks for joining us. If you've been here before, we're really glad you're back. We've got a pretty silly episode lined up again, so glad you're here, and thanks for coming back.
Today in Podcast Material, we are going to be discussing the topic of pet peeves.
Ew. Ew.
Ew.
Oh, man.
Yeah, things that bug us, things that make us, go, don't do that. We're going to talk about pet peeves today.
Yeah, do you have, what are some of your pet peeves, Heath?
Dude, when we had the idea for this topic, I think the pet peeve that came to my mind immediately, so it must be my top pet peeve, is like loud, disgusting chewing.
Oh, sure.
You know, it can be from a stranger, it can be from a loved one. I think I adopted the pet peeve from someone very specific and close to me.
Do you think it's more annoying when it's someone you know? You know, like, because it just happens over and over and over again, and you're like eating with that person so many times, and they're just like chewing and chewing and chewing and chewing and
oh god, I can't. This is amazing. I didn't think that I would be like cringing talking about this.
It's real, dude. This pet peeve of yours is deep. It goes so deep.
It's so bad. It's just like, I think it's maybe because, this is an interesting insight I've had early. Maybe it's because I'm afraid of doing it. Well, they're like entangled, you know, like I really don't want to be like a disgusting chewer in someone's face. And I've actually, oh God, Kate, this is something Kate, you know, she's called me out. Like I've had my noise canceling headphones on and I'll be like eating something and she'll be like, yo, she'll like tap me on the shoulder, like, you're eating disgusting. Because I can't hear it, right?
Right, for sure.
It's like it doesn't matter what it is, like a salad or bowl, whatever, bowl of noodles, just disgustingly just eating this.
Dude, it's like how you can't really sing with headphones on. You know, like
right.
if you're listening to a song and you're the only one that can hear it and you're singing it, it's no good. And so it's the same thing with your chewing. It's just I could just see you just slurping noodles,
just oblivious to the outside world and just slopping away. But yeah, so I think it's kind of like it's a disrespect thing almost, where it's like, can't you just realize there's other people around you and they don't want to hear that?
Yep. There's also like a term for people for like the like disdain or the disgust of people chewing. Let me look it up. It's called misophonia, and it's a disorder characterized by the intense dislike or hatred of specific sounds, including the sound of chewing.
Oh, interesting.
So lip smacking, swallowing, burping.
Misophonia.
Yeah.
Well, kind of further on my list is just like loud noises in general. So I think misophonia is like probably my pet peeve because, what was the noise I was going to give an example of? Let's see.
This one?
Exactly, dude.
I don't know if the listeners could hear that one, but my chair, as you've probably noticed if you listen to this podcast, is incredibly squeaky.
Yeah, dude. Just disrespectful noise. Like if you knew your chair was making noise and you're just like,
Yep.
It just, yeah.
All right, so noises is definitely up there. Annoying sounds.
Annoying sounds.
Disruptful sounds.
Probably my biggest pet peeve. What about you? What's your biggest? We're talking biggest, I guess.
Oh man, biggest pet peeve? Okay. It is kind of like a category of things. Kind of like you're talking about sound. I cannot stand people that do not like adhere to driving rules.
Okay.
Right? So like the general driving, especially, I don't know if it's especially in Portland, but people are just awful. And I want to give a couple of examples.
It is okay. I want to say a couple things. It is especially in Portland. It is especially important, and this is also on my list, probably number 3 on my list. But go,
Okay.
So Portland for sure.
Yep. So people not using their blinkers. is one, right? Like just hate it. I feel like that's pretty classic. One thing that gets me all the time is that when you come to a stop, right? You need to pull not all the way up to the car in front of you, their bumper, but you shouldn't have half a car length or a car length of space in between your bumper and the back bumper of the car in front of you.
Right. You shouldn't be
Right?
able to fit another car between you. Certainly not.
Nope. Nope.
I heard a good kind of tool to use um, in a driver's ed class that I had is if you pull your car up, you should be able to see the bottom of the person's tires in front of you. And
Well, yeah.
if your hood blocks the view of their tires, you're too close.
Mm-hmm.
If you are way far back and you see a bunch of road in between their tires and your hood, then you have some space and you could probably move up.
Nice. That's a great
You
one.
know, get your
That's a
hood
great
just
one.
right up to those tires and shit.
Yep. The thing that makes me really upset about it is that it's inconsiderate of the people that are even behind me. Right? Like if you do it at a street, then it potentially blocks a driveway or another small street behind you, and then cars that want to turn onto the street that you're on then can't,
Yes.
or it
Yes.
stops people from changing lanes so they can get into a
Yes.
turning lane. It's just like
Yes.
pull all the way up and let the traffic do its thing. If you're on your phone and you stop and you're like, oh, I'm on my phone, I've stopped. I've literally watched people have like 3 to 4 car lengths in between the crosswalk and their car, and they're just like on their phone. And I'm like, put the phone down, pull all the way up. We're all guilty of pulling out our phones at a stoplight.
Right. Right.
We're all guilty of it. As I say to everybody listening, because I know that you do this,
Right.
just to
Pull
make
all
myself
the
feel
way
better.
up and then
Yep.
pull your phone out. Or
Yeah.
like when you're using your phone, just set it down for a quick second and be like, okay, oh, I should pull up.
I should pull all the way up. And to say that, just to put it out there, I do not endorse using your phone while driving at all. I
No.
just want to make sure that everybody knows that we all do it.
I agree. We definitely don't want to endorse cell phone, using your cell phone while you drive, but we do honor and respect cell phone addiction.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. We can all do better.
It's a safe space.
Yeah. Right. Oh man. So mostly that's the one that has been getting me the most recently is that
Oh.
friggin' gap, dude. That happened to me today. I was bummed.
Well, I think, like you said, it's kind of a category. It's more encompassing. It's all it's more than just not pulling forward. It's more than just not having the space for the next car. It's kind of the inconsideration of everyone behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you're driving, you're going to be looking forward. Don't forget about there's also people behind you too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ugh, man. The driving gets me.
Oh, it's
The
so
driving gets
bad
me.
here. Okay, we're talking about driving. I want to add one more thing. When
Yeah.
you're getting on the freeway,
Yep.
there's a couple options. I think when you're getting on the freeway, you could A, speed up. You could B, slow down, or you could C, stay the same speed. Right? I think those are the only three options.
Yeah.
You can't stay the same speed because the freeway is fast.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Damn.
Good point.
I just don't understand. So you can't do that one. And then slowing down, that makes no sense at all. You're already
Nope.
going slow. You're going onto the freeway. Why would you stop? If you stop on the freeway, it's so dangerous.
It's bad. It's bad.
You can't do
It's
that.
bad. Dude, I sometimes like when people are going too slow getting on the freeway and I like honk at them to be like,
Yeah.
you have to go
Yeah.
faster or we're all going to
Yeah.
get drilled by the semi. People will look back and be like, oh my God. Oh my God.
I
Oh,
gotta go slower. Let me go
I know, I'm
slower.
like,
don't you know we're on the
merge.
freeway? Don't you know we're on the freeway, dude? We gotta be safe here and slow down.
Dude.
Yeah, I swear. People in
Dude.
Portland, dude. It's like you have an on-ramp lane. Use the entire lane. Speed up. Like, speed up. Go
Mhm.
fast. You're
Match
getting on
the
freeway. Match the speed. And like, okay, you got a car next to you and they have cars behind them. Again, remember, when you're driving a car, you have a person in front of you, you also have a person behind you.
Yep. We're all one. We're all one.
There's one giant snake of traffic if you think about it. It's like,
Mhm.
where does traffic ever end? There's always a front bumper and a rear bumper, and they just go on forever, all the way around the world.
God damn it, dude.
Anyway,
Ugh, man.
use the fucking on-ramp, dude. Use the entire lane. I can't even organize the thought. Use the entire lane. Speed the fuck up and get over. Do not slam on your brakes when you're getting on the freeway. Why would you slam on your brakes when you're
No,
getting on the
dude,
freeway? You're getting on
dude.
the freeway. Again, you have these three options. You're getting on the freeway. You're not going to slow down. Why would you slow down? What's
You
the.
shouldn't. You shouldn't. There's no point. There's no
Uh,
point. There's an exit, or
uh,
sorry, there's an on ramp in Portland that I have to
uh,
use all the time,
yeah.
and it has a really long, like really short entrance to the freeway. So you like have to go fast, and you're entering a 2-lane freeway, right? And it's I-5, so it's like trucks are rolling. It's in a busy part of town, and people will just creep onto it. And I'm like,
Right.
you literally have to either blast it or wait for the semi truck that's going to come to
Right.
pass you. And like, that
Right.
would be okay too. But like, if you go the wrong speed, then I'm going to get smashed by the semi. It's so bad. It's
It's
so
like
bad.
they use their brakes as a safety blanket almost, where it's like, ooh, I'm nervous. First of all, if you're nervous to drive, I don't think you should drive. And not no shade. Like, or maybe educate yourself more. And also some people just don't drive. That's okay too. We
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
one of the closest people in our lives doesn't drive. Quite a few people. But yeah, so so if you're nervous to drive, don't drive. And also when you're getting on the fucking freeway, go. I
Hmm.
don't know.
No, those are two things people should take away from this.
Like the brakes won't save you.
Here's another thing that I'll say is when I have talked to like people, if I'm, like I post some funny driving meme or something on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, all these people are like, yeah, I know that's so annoying when people do that, but I know that the people that are coming at me being like, yeah, that's annoying, are guilty of that themselves. I've seen some of them drive. I've been in the car with some of them while they're driving, and they are also terrible drivers. Have I done things that someone is probably upset about? Definitely, right? Would I also honk and yell at myself? Absolutely, right? We should
Absolutely.
all be held to the standard
Yes.
of consideration and unity on the road, right? And I say that as someone whose like favorite part of a car is the horn, but like I only use the horn because it's my only form of communication on the
The
road.
tool for
Like
unity.
exactly. God, no, I sound like a world leader who's like I don't want to use the bomb.
Jesus.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Anyways,
think fuck, we could rant about driving all day.
yeah, but that's the point, right? This is like a pet peeve. It really gets under our skin, you know. We're sure that our listeners have thoughts and feelings about driving specifically. We want to hear them. We want to talk about them. We'll address them. So leave those in a comment, and we'll come back to driving once we get some good comments about it.
Man, that's the great thing about having a podcast like this is we can just explore any topic down from driving to souvenir cups, you know?
Uh huh.
It's
Go
fun.
Blazers. Go
Go Blazers.
Blazers.
I don't have my souvenir cup with me today, but maybe on the souvenir cup podcast.
we did talk about that in a previous episode, and I don't think we actually explained it. That I the cup I typically drink out of during this podcast is a souvenir cup I got at a Blazers game, and Heath has one that I believe Kate got at a Yankees game.
Right.
Anyways, cool, good behind the scenes fact.
Anyways,
Anyways,
let me
oh
look at my
man,
pet peeve notes here.
I actually got some facts. I have some pet
Dude,
peeve facts.
wait, real quick. Let me look at my traffic note. Blocking the flow of traffic. Traffic is like water, and some people just blocking that shit and don't even know what the fuck they're doing. You're so in the way and you don't even know it.
What do you think that is? Is
Slowing
that just
down
like
when getting on the freeway, use the whole lane,
wait?
motherfuckers.
But what do you think that is? Like why are people like that?
It's because they don't understand, I think. It's like, okay, you and I take time and think about this kind of stuff. Traffic and, um, why the world isn't perfect, I guess. But I understand traffic as water. It's fluid dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
People
Mm-hmm.
are fluid dynamics. When you see big crowds, like videos of crowds from the top, we behave like liquid. It's crazy.
Totally.
I mean,
Totally.
we are liquid.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
mostly. Mostly.
Yeah. That's funny.
So yeah, so I think of like flowing water. I'm just like, it makes sense to us in a way. Maybe you don't think about it with flowing water necessarily, but I can just see that there's a bottleneck, and I could plug that bottleneck, or I could relieve that bottleneck. Those,
Keep
those are kind of
flowing.
the choices. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can either keep flowing, or you can just be like, oh,
Yep. Yep.
block this.
Man. I like that. We're all it's water, baby. It's fluid.
It's water, man. Go with the flow. Watch
I
out.
remember I remember once a couple years ago you and I were talking, I think it was when you lived up in Seattle, and we were talking about how bad the traffic was up there. And you were like, I think the biggest problem with traffic is that we have brakes. And that you're like, if we just took the brakes out of every car, then then there wouldn't be any traffic because people would just be going. And I was like,
Dude,
I don't,
yes.
you know?
Yes, this is the thought I had. And it
Yeah.
was more like a break. It wasn't take away the breaks, but it's a break allowance, essentially.
Oh,
Like they do this now, even when you have insurance, you can measure your brake usage and if it's hard braking or soft braking or,
for
you know,
sure.
whatever to give you a better deal on your insurance.
Yeah.
But it's the same kind of idea where you're monitoring your brake usage. And if if you're a brake abuser, then, you pay the penalty for that. And it's all about the brakes.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, that's funny.
I imagine the brake pedal is like causing a bunch of traffic behind me, and the gas pedal is like, leaving the road behind me free and clear and like rainbows and butterflies. I
Yeah.
have like
Yeah.
I have this whole like ad campaign like in my head to like raise awareness on like the power of the brake. The brake is a choice.
Put the brakes on the brake.
Put the brakes on the brake. You don't know what the brake is doing.
Yeah.
I really believe this. A lot of people just don't understand.
I think
With
that's a good
that
point.
single brake, you could be causing traffic. We're here in Oregon, all the way in California.
Oh, dude, I've seen it. I've seen that. Mm, mm. Dude, let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling. I think that's also a slogan for that campaign,
Let's
right?
get it rolling.
Get it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. Keep it moving. And it's not. This doesn't mean to drive recklessly and fast, but it's. Ooh, people also don't understand. You don't have to use the brake. You could take your foot off the gas.
Mm-hmm.
This is an
Mm-hmm.
option, people.
Yep. Yep.
This is an option. Oh
Coasting.
man,
Coasting.
this episode's gonna get suppressed.
Dude, we got you on one. We got you on one today.
Big Break is not down with this. Imagine how many brake pads we go through as Americans. Just grind in the brakes. Just tricking people to believe there's only gas. There's only brakes.
Nope. Don't forget about just coasting, baby.
Just gotta
Just coast.
Just
Just
chill.
coast.
Just
Oh
chill.
man. Oh man. Dude, Firestone's gonna be on us.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. This is going to be suppressed. You guys, everyone, share this episode to anybody who overuses the brakes.
Mm-hmm. Or
And,
if you know a
yeah.
specifically bad driver, someone that's maybe driven and you want them to maybe learn a little something or hear the frustration that we're experiencing right now, just thinking about this, share this with them, maybe tag them in it if you can. Just let them know. Let them know that we see them. We see them and we don't hate them. We just know that they can do better. We know that you can do better. All we're asking for is to put the brake on the brake and keep it rolling. Okay? That's all we ask. That's all we ask. Did you have more? Did you have Did you have more of those? I want to know what other things about driving really piss you off.
I think that's it. That's just the note that
Okay.
I had. Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks a
nice.
lot.
It's hot. It is funny. We got heated. We got heated quick. It really
Honestly.
came out. It really came out.
Ugh. Glad we got off the chewing pretty quickly, though.
Yeah, I know. Just thinking about the chewing versus thinking about the driving are two like very different like
Yeah.
bodily reactions. Like when I first started talking about the chewing, or like you talked about it, and then I said something, I could see you kind of like you like tightened up, and you were like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the driving, we just got mad. We got like literally warm. I felt my body get warm.
It's definitely hot in here. It's definitely hot.
Well, I did some research on most common pet peeves. So driving was at the top.
Okay.
This
nice.
is in no particular order, just kind of a list from I did some Reddit research and
Okay.
found kind of the people's choices.
Nice.
A lot of it was just like people, or like
Yeah, I mean,
one
yeah.
was just people breathing.
Breathing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So driving, lots of people have said about driving. And then loud sounds, kind of like we were talking about, not necessarily misophonia, but also like pen clicking, people tapping on something, just sounds that you aren't making, but you can hear clearly.
Yeah. One more thing I want to throw in there with my misophonia, maybe in this kind of category, is fireworks. Fireworks are a big pet peeve of mine because someone's making the decision to light off a bomb in my neighborhood
For
or like
sure.
on my street. Which like sparklers and things are great. Pretty things are really neat, but loud things are annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So it looks like misophonia is it's triggered by specific sounds. So I think a pet peeve of like fireworks is probably a separate thing. Like I hate fireworks too.
Yeah.
I hate fireworks too. I don't think that I think they're cool sometimes, but like for the most part I'm like they put a ton of smoke into the air. They pollute a ton. They scare dogs and veterans and other pets.
Totally.
They can trigger people's PTSD, and they're just like can be really loud and annoying, and people are irresponsible with them, and they set off fires. One of the biggest fires in the Pacific Northwest over the last 10 years was set off because of a dumbass kid and fireworks. So, uh, I'm not a big fan either. I'm not a big fan of fireworks either. And when I hear them, I do kind of get annoyed. But I enjoy them from time to time. But for the most part, I don't think that
Yeah,
they're that cool.
totally. That we're right on board with that. Yeah, that fire in the gorge was really scary. And I think from that point I was like, dang, these actually really aren't cool. And then all the other stuff you listed, PTSD and all that.
Yep.
In a specific time and place, like over, maybe in the middle of a city for some celebration or something.
Sure. Sure.
But even then, it's like, ugh.
It's like, we're doing this? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I can get down with like a sparkler, a sparkler or
Yeah. Yeah.
like there's another
Ooh.
thing we used to do. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, like a little sparkler or like poppets are kind of silly.
Yeah. Stuff that's like not super polluting. I think like the polluting is kind of crazy, but I don't know. Those
Yeah.
paper lanterns that some cultures do, like light a paper lantern,
Yeah,
those are
those
kind
are
of neat
really
because
cool.
those might decompose potentially.
Yeah, I think depending on what kind of paper and like wood product you use, it's like I've seen
Yeah.
people like make those from materials that they have like foraged.
Yeah, that
So
would be
that they've
really neat.
gone out and got the right stick and bent the
Hmm.
stick the right way
Hmm.
and then had some kind of decompostable paper that they use. And then of course the candle is made of wax or whatever kind of wax it is, it'll
Like a
decompose once it's
beeswax
going through.
candle. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Um okay, so another thing that's on this top list that I feel very passionately about is slow walkers. And it's very similar to slow drivers, but I just want to be specific about where this comes out the most. And it used to be on sidewalks, if I was like walking in a crowded place and people would just stand on the middle of the sidewalk or whatever, that would kind of, piss me off. But that doesn't happen as much anymore. I'm not living in a super busy area. I'm not working in a super busy area. I don't walk around, so I don't experience it that much. Where it does get me the most is in the aisle of a grocery store. So when people are just like standing in the middle of the grocery store looking for something, they don't even know what they're looking for. Their cart is in the middle of the middle of the aisle. I just need to get by, and they like look at me. They'll see me. They regard me, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
they make eye contact with me,
Sure.
and then go about looking for whatever fucking bouillon cube they need.
What
Like,
was that? Booyong?
isn't that what it's called? It's like a
Say that again.
a a bouillon cube,
Oh. Can you
like a
spell
little
it?
Bouine, bouillon.
Sorry, it's actually a difficult word to spell out. Dude, I think it's bouillon.
Bouillon, definitely.
I thought I heard you say bouillon. That's tight.
Oh
That's
my god,
tight.
that's funny. Wait.
A bouillon
Oh yeah.
cube.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's French for broth. B O
And
U
further,
I L
bull,
L O N. Bouillon.
bouillon.
Bouillon. I can't. Okay.
Bouillon.
See, I'm not buying it.
Bouillon
I
cube. Can you step aside when you buy your bouillon cube?
please,
But
sir.
yes, dude. Again, it's fluid. It's fluid dynamics, right? You've created a bottleneck. All of a sudden, you're a piece of fluid that's trying to move past another piece of fluid, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, I'm missing my space." You know?
Just we're all trying to shop here. We're
Yeah.
all trying to get home. If you're having trouble finding that soup broth, that soup stock, just go buy a can of soup.
Well, just move
Eh,
your cart over at
Yeah,
least.
well, do that at least.
Typically in the grocery store, if you're in an aisle, you have to understand there's two lanes in this aisle, and the
hmm
lanes will go the same direction as the road, and you just have to keep the lanes clear, is all. If someone's going to pass, just leave room for someone to pass.
Exactly. Just
It's just like
imagine
driving.
there's a white dotted line down the middle or a yellow dotted
Exactly.
line down the middle,
Hmm.
so that folks
Pass when
can
it's
pass
safe,
if they need. Yep. Yep.
Only when
Yep.
it's safe. If someone's coming, you got to be like, "Oh, come on,"
Uh-huh.
you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, my lane's blocked. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't come into your lane.
Just step to the side, make sure they know it's safe to pass. Let them
Exactly.
through.
I like to wave at the grocery store actually. I like to treat it like the road a little bit. Even on the road, I'll smile at people sometimes
Oh, nice.
because if you look at the traffic in general, people are typically just like not very happy or aware of people around them. So if you could smile at someone or maybe even wave, just be like, "Hey, you know, we're here driving." I just think it
I
really
love
improves,
that.
dude. It improves the driving experience for everyone. I swear.
Dude, I really like that. I really
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
you should try
Oh
it.
man.
Try it,
I love that.
and not to be creepy or weird, but just if you catch someone, just yeah, we're driving.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Oh man, that's so funny. I can totally picture you doing that. You're like, "Hey, you're on the road, I'm on the road. I see you. I see you, driver. Fellow driver." I've tried to do this thing a couple of times where if I see someone that's driving the same car as I am, I try to like roll down my window and be like, "Nice car." But I have never gotten a positive response from it. People always look at me like I'm fucking crazy.
I mean, I feel like people do that when they have like some type of like luxury car, like a
Right.
Corvette or like a Mustang or like some type of nice car, but you're in your like Hyundai, just like
Yep. My
thick
2008 Hyundai
accent.
accent, just like, nice car. And someone's like, fuck you, man. This
Yeah,
car
what the fuck,
sucks.
dude?
you know? Oh, man. Uh, that pretty much summed up the list. The last thing that I really saw a lot was people not putting their shopping carts back.
Mm, the shopping cart pet peeve. I would never
Yep.
take issue necessarily with somebody else, but I do think it is your responsibility, and I do judge you a bit. But I'm not. It's not a pet peeve. It's not going to bother me.
I think it depends where you leave your cart. Like if you leave your cart in the middle of a spot and like someone has to get out and move your cart,
Oh yeah.
because I've seen people do that where they like leave it like if you back into a spot and then people are loading their groceries in their trunk and they just
Okay.
like
Yeah.
leave they leave the shopping cart like at the end of the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
end of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
spot.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
it's pretty hard to back in there. But I definitely return my
That's a
cart
good
every
point.
time. I encourage our listeners to do that too.
I do return my cart every time now, and I didn't start until I found Cartnarks.
Yep, shout out Cartnarks.
Cartnarks.
I don't know if they're still around. I haven't seen them post anything in a long time.
Yeah, maybe they haven't. I haven't. I feel like I learned my lesson on like I got what I needed from the Cartnark content, and I was like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, kind of same thing every time.
I'll never go there again because I'm
Yeah.
just I'm scared straight.
Yeah. Dude, he definitely gave it to people. It was awesome. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
really cool.
If our listeners don't know about Cartnarks, why
Yes,
is that hard to say? Cartnarks.
Cartnark.
Cartnarks.
Cartnark.
There's a guy that would go around shopping centers in, I think he was in
Well,
California.
it's a secret agency, right?
Right, yeah.
Cartnarks
Yeah.
are a secret agency. I think there was actually a few. They have a few different agents.
Right. Well,
If
he
I
recruited
remember.
some people, I think. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, he recruited people
So the
around the
agency-
country to join the Cartnarks.
That's right.
But basically, they would shame folks for not returning their cart and then like stand in the way of the cars as they pulled out or put their cart, in front of their cars they're backing out. And it's some pretty silly confrontational content.
Totally. It's pretty viral. You've likely seen it. If you haven't, check it out. Cartnarks.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
I think that's it for my list too. I think one more thing I had was wasting my fucking time in all caps, but
I
But
love it, dude. I
uh,
love it. I love that.
it's like being late. If someone is super late, it just depends on what it is. Like I don't know.
Yep. Timeliness
If
was on my list.
yeah, timeliness. But it
Yep.
obviously like I don't care if you, even if you are like, hey, something, whatever. I changed my plans and I'm going to be late, or I had to whatever take a shower. But I don't know if I'm just sitting there waiting for you, or one thing that'll happen. Oh God, I wonder if I should say this. Does my mom listen? My mom does this shit to me all the fucking time.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Damn it. We'll be like talking on the phone, and she'll be doing something else actively, or
Uh-huh.
like she'll be like, "Hey, I wanted to talk to you about something. Okay, just hold on a quick second while I order my fast food." Or like, what will she be doing? Whatever she's doing. Jesus. It's just like, call me back. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you. Okay, this is getting
Yep.
removed.
Yep.
This is getting removed.
Yep. Word. Fair. 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 Fair.
Just not going to sit here and listen to you order your fucking fast food, dude. Jesus Christ.
Dude, I feel that. I feel that. I think you and I talked about this earlier this week that it's like it's not necessarily the like if you are running late or you're giving someone a timeline of when you're going to be somewhere or something's going to happen. I just want you to be realistic with me, right? Like if you
Yeah.
say let's hang out at 7 and you're not going to get there till 8:30, right? You can
Right.
right,
Right.
you can say at, maybe you don't know how late you're going to be, but you can say, "Hey, I don't think I'm going to make the time. I'll keep you posted." Right?
Right.
That's
Right.
super considerate. I
Yep.
appreciate that. Even if it happens at like 7:30 and you're already late, it's just good to know that. But
Yeah.
if it's like we're gonna meet at 7 and then it's 8 o'clock and you're like, "Hey,
I'm on my way.
I'm running," yeah, then it's like, all
Whoa,
right,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
We've all done it. We've all done it. Uh, and actually, I'll say, I'll say
Go
this.
ahead. Go
I'll
ahead. Go
say
ahead.
it. I think I got the timeliness shit from my mom. Shout out, mom. I've talked about you a lot in the podcast, but she has like stopped being friends with people because they were consistently late to things.
Oh,
And so I think this is kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. I don't
nice.
plan on cutting out any friends
Oh,
because they're late, but we could also cut that.
we'll see what we got
We'll
here.
see. We'll see. We'll
I
see.
love it. I love it.
But yeah, I think timeliness is a big one for me too. Just it's another thing. It's like respect my time.
Respect my time.
Don't waste my time, and above all, just like be respectful of the communication around what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
if it's
Yes.
something that doesn't have like a hard start, that's fine. Just be realistic. If you're gonna run late to something that like is starting at a certain time and it's like out of our control, I can't go in until you get there, then I'm gonna be like a little bit more upset that you ran late, even if you give me heads up. But like that is just a thing that happens. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and it's not always in our control. Timeliness is not always something you can
Yeah.
control.
Exactly. Like the stuff we can control is where it's at. Like communicate. Let me know where you're at. Don't be like, yeah. Don't be like, I'll be there soon, and then don't be.
Yep, exactly,
I'm
exactly.
like, come on.
I'll be there in 5 minutes and you're still at home. And I know it takes 10 minutes to get to your house. Man.
Look out for the people behind you.
Exactly. Be fluid. That's a good. I like. I mean, to kind of run it back, it feels like really solid pet peeve conversation here. If
Dude,
like,
totally. There's a lot there.
yeah, lots of emotions and like emotions that make us feel different ways. It's pretty silly.
Thanks.
Anyways,
So this
we
episode
definitely
kind of made us feel.
definitely just like the main intro talks about.
Was this our feel section of the podcast? Cool.
Yeah. Feelings check.
Feelings check. So what's left? We need to cover a topic that makes us think, and that
Think
makes
and
us
laugh. Yeah,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we don't have to, but typically we cover those topics if you're new here.
Yeah, and if you want to share some of your other pet peeves, feel free to leave those in the comments. Give us a like, share, and like I said, we really appreciate it. So
Absolutely. And if you do leave us a comment, it really helps if it's 7 words or longer.
yep. We need
Thank you.
those. We need those.
None of this is like three emojis bullshit. Although we do appreciate that. You could do you could do a you could do a 7 word comment and then do the three emoji
What
comment.
about 7 emojis? Like
Seven
emoji space,
emojis.
emoji space, emoji space,
Oh,
emoji
that's a
space, emoji
great
space.
question.
Wow. Wow.
That'll be sick. That'll be sick.
Quality,
Dude,
quality.
we're just here goofing. We're just
We
here
are.
straight
Dude,
goofing.
it's a goofy one today. I feel like whatever episode that last one was where we were like kind of weren't feeling it. You know, we're like, oh, kind of, I don't know. And this time we're both like really feeling it, and it's super silly and goofy. We're on some crazy shit. We're on some crazy shit.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm not feeling it.
You're having a bad time. Remember, we just need to have more fun.
Yep, you just can't tell.
Dude, you're so hard to read. It's
Yes.
so hard to read.
Should I tell you the bill that's on my desk this time?
Yes. This is a great recurring segment. What bill does Heath need to pay?
What bill is on my desk looking at me currently?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Is it? Wait, can I guess? Can I guess?
Yeah. Guess.
Yes,
Guess.
I like guessing. I like guessing.
Guess.
I like to guess. Is it your? I feel like a classic utility would be too obvious, so I'm not going to guess water or electric. I think it's your. And what's some like random ass bill you probably have? Is it your? Yeah, I guess I can't think of anything else. I'm just gonna guess water bill.
Dude, you just said you weren't gonna guess.
I
You
know,
said you
but I
weren't
can't
gonna
think
guess.
of anything else.
Come on. Trust yourself.
Okay,
Come.
okay,
One
okay,
more
okay.
guess. One more guess. I'll give you another guess.
Is it your?
Come on. You got it. It's not that hard.
Is your internet bill?
It's not my internet bill, but that is a good guess. It's my insurance bill.
Oh,
Yes, we've got vehicle, and property insurance.
you gonna pay it?
Yeah, this one, this one. Although, yeah, I'm gonna pay this, and and just to be clear, Ethan and I do support the arts.
Right. We might be a couple episodes late on this, but we want everyone to know.
Yes, dude. Right. I think episode 1, maybe, or episode 2.
It was episode 1. It was episode 1. We
Jeez.
came out and said we didn't
Right.
come out and say we don't like it, but we were like, what's the point? Show us
Yeah,
the
yeah.
art.
Yeah. Right. And actually, there is on their website. You can see the art.
Oh,
Yes. So you can go to the Portland Arts Tax website and find out more information on how your art money is being used. And this is this is something that Ethan and I both support. We just maybe like we were just complaining about the process, I think, and maybe nitpicking a little bit overall, but we do support art overall.
I think we were using our complaint about the art tax to shield our responsibility for paying it and having not have paid it. It was like a deflection, like, well, I don't even want to pay the art tax.
Yes.
But really, it was just like, I haven't paid it and I'm embarrassed that I haven't paid it. At least that's what I think it was for me. I was like, oh, yeah, well, let's see the proof. When really, like, I told everyone I had like $500 of unpaid art tax. So, it's my own
I wonder
issue.
if we even actually said the amount or if we cut that out.
Oh, maybe we cut it out.
Well,
Shit.
but long story short, we do support art, and we've settled our beef with the art tax, and we are supporters now.
Yes. Pay your art tax if you live in Portland. And if you don't live in Portland and you want to support the art, I'm sure you can find a local charity or a group that helps bring art and art activities to the youths.
What's your favorite kind of art?
To do or to
Observe.
take in?
Take in.
Okay, I saw this really cool art piece that was it was a very unusual art piece. It was kind of like a living piece of art almost, but it was this robot arm that has like a squeegee attached to it. It's in this big glass case, and it has this big squeegee on the end of its arm. So like a big, hydraulic arm. And there was oil on the outside, and the machine needed the oil to keep moving. So it was squeegeeing the oil into the center. but
Wow.
more and more oil was coming out and coming out. And so eventually the arm just couldn't work anymore. And that was like, it was like the art was working to survive, essentially.
Wow.
And at some point, it wasn't going to be able to keep up with the amount of oil it was missing, and it was just going to cease to work. And it was like
Whoa.
really impactful and deep. And I think about that. I think about that robot arm
That's
all the time.
really cool.
Yeah, it was super
For
cool.
someone who's so tech adverse,
Dude,
a robot arm is
it
his
was
favorite
cool.
piece of art. That's
Let me see. I want
amazing.
to see if I can find it. What's your favorite kind of art?
That's a. I think for me, like light art,
Oh, cool.
projection. Maybe it's not my favorite, but I had a really cool experience at this Van Gogh light experience. You're in a room and it's a bunch of projected light, and it was really really neat. It was like being inside of a Van Gogh painting. Um,
Cool.
that was really fun. And then I just kind of like I do like Van Gogh too, and like just sort of like what's that type of art called?
Is it like
Impre-
surrealism? No, it's not surrealism.
Impressionism.
Here, let's see.
I want to say impressionism. That'd be sick if I was right, because I'm impressed by it.
Yeah,
Hey,
post impressionism, neo impressionism, pointillism.
pointillism
Yeah.
sounds pointy.
Uh, Also, the name of the piece I was talking about is called "Can't Help Myself."
Wow, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Where can we see that now? Is it still displayed?
No, because it eventually stopped working, and so they just right like it was kind of like a one time piece of art, and it just kind of stopped after it was done. But if you go on YouTube and type in "Can't Help Myself," or just I just typed in "robot arm art installation," it was the first thing to pop up. There's time lapses of it and full videos of it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, one thing I'll say about art too is, and my appreciation for art, because I've always kind of been like not anti art, but because uh, it's a similar frustration I have with tech as I've had with creating art. Is like if I can't do it or it doesn't do what I want it to do right away, then like I lose the patience for it. So I've always been kind of like not interested in doing art myself, and as an adult I'm becoming more and more interested in it and like not caring what it looks like, and just like if my son is playing with watercolors, I'll play with watercolors and just kind of like dive in. And so that's been
Nice.
kind of a new thing as I've gotten older. But also I talked about this on a previous episode, is uh I meet a lot of elderly people, you know, people in the senior community, and a lot of them have a lot of really, really cool art from all different cultures, all different styles, whether it's sculptures or painting or illustrations or whatever it is. I've seen some really, really, really cool art. I went to this woman's house the other day, and she had a bowl of, I thought it was a bowl of bagels, and so I picked it up, and it was glass. She just had a bowl of these like glass bagels that looked like real bagels. It was super cool.
Oh
It
my
was super
God.
cool. Some of them were sesame seeds. There was like a couple sesame seeds, a couple poppy seeds.
That is right up your alley, dude.
Right? I was like,
Glass
this is
bagel
dope.
art.
Yep. Yep. Super cool. It was super cool. And
Uh,
actually, she was like, "Do you want one?" And I was like, "I cannot take a single glass bagel from you. You know,
please.
give me a baker's dozen, or don't give me any."
Sure.
Where's the glass schmear? You know.
The glass smear. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. Art
Nice.
art is. I'll say it. I'll say it. Art is cool. Art
Okay,
is cool.
okay.
Yeah,
All right, there we go.
yeah.
Just if we weren't clear, I think
Right.
art's cool too, and it deserves to be spoken about.
hmm I learned an interesting fact about art I think it was actually a couple years ago, that
Right.
the number one, that art specifically is the best way to launder money, because there's
Sure.
no inherent value to art, right? You just,
Right.
it's what somebody's willing to pay for it, or what you kind of say it's worth, right? So you could
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
like the finger painting that my kiddo did at school is a $100,000 piece that took this artist, you know, days and days of color combining and getting the materials right, and spinning on a harness, you know, like whatever it is. but really it's just some $2 finger paints from, Target. So maybe we open an art business. I don't know. I don't know.
Dude, you hear about this Target boycott? Are you boycotting Target right now?
Oh yeah. Oh
Me
yeah.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
I'm really on board. I'm really on board. We're also canceling our Amazon Prime account. That's up for expiration pretty soon.
Nice.
We really don't use it that much anymore. Um, Hell yeah, dude. Boycott Target and Amazon and Walmart.
Yep. Yep. Been boycotting Target, been boycotting Starbucks.
Yeah,
Uh
same.
and then, we've just never really shopped at Walmart either, but
Yeah.
I
Um,
feel like there's some other places where I'm just like, and Amazon, but I think we canceled our Amazon account a while ago too. Uh yeah. We did cancel our Disney account, but then we got it back so we could watch Cars on Christmas. And I think
nice.
I think
I was
we've
there for
canceled it.
that.
We've canceled it again. But
Something about boycotting some larger businesses like this has led to cool local opportunities, though. What was my example? Shit, I just forgot. Anyway, we don't. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
but
we
like,
want
yeah,
small
since I'm not.
businesses to get our money for those things rather than these big box store companies, like
Yeah,
either you buy directly off somebody's website or you're finding new ways to go to local stores and get those same things. Maybe they're a little bit more expensive, but you know that money's going into your community rather than going into some super rich CEO's pocket.
totally, totally. Yeah, just discovering new places in your community. I remember we have a tool library, dude.
Yes, dude.
Oh my goodness, it's
Yes.
amazing. And I have a bunch of extra tools, and I was thinking about selling them and having a sale, but now I'm realizing like I might as well just take those, donate them to the tool library. 75 people can use that tool. And
Hmm.
that value, that I would have got maybe $25 for the tool is like it just keeps money in our community. That person doesn't need to go to a big box store and buy a level for $25, which is way overpriced. You can go to the tool library, you can borrow it for a couple days,
Yep.
just bring it back.
Yep. Dude, tool
Uh,
tool libraries are awesome. It's
it's
awesome.
sweet. So I'm
And,
gonna, yeah.
if you like bring one of your like treasured, you know, DeWalt drills there,
Yeah.
you can visit it whenever you need to. You
Dude,
can go
that's what I
you
was
can go
thinking
say
too.
hi, go
Dude,
put the old bit in there and
that's what I'm saying. Go in there, be like, oh, can you help me? Can I help you? I'm like, nah, just
here
pay
to
to visit.
here to see my old friend. Is that you, DeWalt?
It's like, well, hey, buddy, looking good. Looking good.
Oh man.
You've been drilling lately?
Definitely not there to visit the Ryobis though, right?
Dude, there's so many good Ryobi memes that I'm meaning to send you, but um oh god, the Ryobi. Um one more thing about the tool library. Actually, no. This Ryobi shit, dude. I think actually the tool library does not accept Ryobi if I remember
No
correctly. No, they
way.
don't. They
No
don't. They
way.
don't. They don't. They don't.
Beggars can't be choosers, bro.
No. They're like, what is that?
I think they're more like,
Actually,
oh,
dude, it's,
what a dope color. What a
no,
dope
no, dude.
color.
It's clearly labeled on the outside.
No Ryobis here. Oh my god, dude.
Dude, Ryobi. Let me talk to somebody from Ryobi. What is their deal? What is their deal? What do
For
they do?
those that don't know,
Oh,
Heath during his business is an avid fan of specifically DeWalt, but also has a couple Milwaukee tools. And I playing the antagonist used Ryobi a couple of times because that's what we had out at the camp that I worked at, and we would use them to fix random things around site. And so I would always just try to push Heath, push his buttons, let him know that Ryobi is in fact number one, best color, best attachments, longest lasting for sure,
oh,
most durable,
you know, it's a good
coolest
song.
name, only tool with a Y in the name. I'll go that far. Find me another tool with a Y in it. You won't. You
I
can't.
will. I will.
No.
Oh gosh, I don't even know which point to address.
Nope. Because just
All right, so
there's
as a construction professional, there's pretty much only, well, no, no. Actually, I realized that Ryo I'm speechless, dude.
Yes. You
I'm
have nothing to
speechless.
say. You have nothing to say against Ryobi.
What I do realize is I do have some Ryobi tools.
Oh, oh,
I was just gonna say,
oh,
is it the Ryobi auger? I was just gonna look. Ryobi
oh, the
auger.
auger, dude. That's the best auger in the game.
It's pretty savage.
It's pretty good, dude.
It's
It's pretty
pretty good
good.
for the price point.
Yep.
It's $69 though
Yeah, dude.
for
Yeah.
that 40-volt auger.
I mean, you're paying that much. The DeWalt, the Milwaukee is probably like $60, and it's gonna break right away. You know.
No, I don't even think Milwaukee has an auger.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Nope. When you search Milwaukee auger, the uh
Did you
the
mean
Ryobi
Ryobi?
comes up. Did you mean me? Can't
Oh
admit.
man.
Hey everyone, Editor Heathrow here, and unfortunately, the last 20 minutes of this episode, there was a corruption in the recording file, and there was no way I could save it. I spent a fair amount of time trying to get it back and make it into something listenable. So instead of the rest of the episode, we are going to end this episode with a bedtime story for you. I had the idea of reading Goodnight Moon, but Ethan had the even better idea of reading the Yiddish version, which is Good Night Bubbala. Good Night Bubbala by Cheryl Haft and illustrated by Jill Weber. I hope you guys enjoy this bedtime story and feel free to save it for later when you are going to bed or you know somebody who needs to go to bed. In a small blue room, there was a bubbala and a little schmata. And then, oy vey, came the whole mishpacha. And there were two little bubbies schlepping their hubbies. A kiss on the kepla. Such a shina poonum. And 12 bagels. And a pot of knadels. Just a little nosh. And a little toy gorilla and spinning dreidels. And a flute and a lute and some more dancing and yelling. And a happy old Zadie who sang, I'm cavelling. I'm cavelling. Good night, room. Good night, schmata. Good night, Miss Schmata, noshing on latkes. Eat, my little bubbala. Good night, books. And the little tchotchkes. Good night, bubbies and hubbies. Oy vey is myrrh. No kvetching. Good night, Knadel, and schmear on a bagel. Good night, Gelt, and good night, Dreidel. Good night, little blocks, and good night, Zadaka box. Good night, pot. Good night, lute. Good night, menorah. Good night, flute. And good night, old Zadie, asleep in his suit. Good night, kisses. Good night, stars above. Good night, Bubbala, my mensch, my love. That's the whole Megillah. Thank you for listening to this episode of Podcast Material, and good night.